Aloha. I'm already crying, so it's not probably gonna get better from here, but um, the pond is gone. And I already had spent the day crying because dealing with FEMA and the tax board and all these people that know that I lived there, but because I didn't have any permitted buildings, I'm just jumping through crazy hoops. So it's really, really true that I believe that things happen for a reason. You just don't always know what reason. So, when I cut my leg open on my land and the paramedics came in March, apparently it was so that I could prove where I lived because nothing else is working. So it's not like I'm going to get like all that much money anyways, but it's just really difficult to be jumping through all these hoops to show the pictures of my home and, all the work that we did and all the places that I knew. But I hadn't done a live feed in a while, and it's heartbreaking to have the pond be disappearing. Like, I bought my land where I did. One of the reasons was proximity to the pond, and so now my place is gone and the pond is gone, and it's a half mile from Pohiki. And when I was at the tax board today, I want to say, like, the county workers are amazing. Our county workers are fighting for us. Our county workers are fighting the federal government right now, who are being assholes, because they've known from the start that this was a different kind of place. They knew it was rural, but they didn't understand that our kind of rural didn't include, you know, city water and, um, electricity, and that we were seriously off grid, like seriously off grid, and not always by choice, but because of the nature of where we live. And so her and I were talking about, where to go from here. Do you buy land? And the prices are jacked right now. And where do you buy? There's a a giant ponding off of Fisher 8, the misnomer Fisher 8, that could, it took out 3 more houses today in Leilani. It's a massive pond of lava, and it's elevated, and it's getting, these big boulders in there, these big, apartment sized boulders, that clog it up, and then it diverts it. So, it could take out Nana Valley next. It could, you know, it just seems to be taking out all of Lower Puna at this point. And so, if I want to stay in Lower Puna, if any of us want to stay here, we're kind of running out of reasons why. I know that, when this is over, there will be new, beautiful places, and it's just a matter of what do we do between now and then. And there's no place else I want to live here. Maui is crowded and too expensive, and I chose Puna because, well, Puna chose me, but I chose it because it reminded me of, you know, places I loved on Maui back in the day. And so, you know, I don't know where to go, and I want to see where you are. Who's here? Um, I know, Nina. I know. I was gonna call you because I thought of you immediately when I saw Ikaika's post about the pond, and some people don't really understand. Like, they love the pond, but hey, DJ, hi, Aunt Mary. Um, uh, hey, Nat. I hope baby's growing good. Hey, Lisa. I So it's we're still in limbo because what are we gonna do? And I was at the FEMA office today, jumping through more hoops of like ridiculousness. They said that they could use my Amazon orders to prove my address, and then this a week later they're like, "Oh no, we can't take this." So I had to chase down the EMT, and of course they didn't even put my address correctly. So now I've got to get the report, and then I've got to match it up with my photos, and then I got to match it up with records from the hospital, and yada yada yada. And then where do I go? What do I do? This is a great spot. I mean, where I'm staying is very comfy, cozy, and cute. But it's somebody's yard, and it's somebody that's really cool. But it's everything's derailed, and we've been anticipating, the possible loss of the pond for quite some time, and it was safe for a while. And the thing about it's such a little place, but there are people all over the world that come here to go to the pond, and we would talk about how wonderful it was that we could be there every day, and a lot of us were. And you know there was a group of women that I sang with sometimes on Tuesdays, and we'd have potluck in the pavilions, and there was crazy music Monday, and there was art Friday, and there were just potlucks and meetings. And there are people that I only know from the pond, whose real names I don't even know. My friend Mango. That's all I know is Mango, and he lived in Vacation Land, and Vacation Land is gone. And so there are a lot of people that I don't know if I'll ever even see again. I mean, I saw Mango. I was in the pond that last day when I got evacuated, and he was there, and we didn't know it was the last time we were going to see each other. I mean, almost, I would say, 90% of the people I know here I met in the pond or through other people in the pond. So it's just a really healing place. The pond was fed by geothermal, so it was warm. Um, Sometimes too warm. On a hot and sunny day, it was really warm, about 94 degrees. And you could feel the warm water coming out of the rock walls. And it had a sandy bottom with some boulders around, but sandy bottom. And then there was a channel up front that was fed by the ocean. And it was just wonderful. It was anywhere from low tide knee deep to high tide over your head. And we just float around and talk and enjoy the sun. And there were, full moon nights and lots of eels in the pond, so you'd swim with your feet up. But the eels would be out as dark, and I saw one. I was swimming there once, and there was like a 6-foot eel swimming beneath me, and it was incredible. But there are just a lot of friends that I met there, and it was just a place where the pain in my body was eased. I bought my land there, so I bought there so I could be close to it. Everybody that would come to visit, I would take to the pond, and so it's another thing that's gone. And Puna doesn't have a lot of coastal access because we are, this is a very young part of the island, and there are people who, go back generations living here, and nothing like this has happened. This is unprecedented. The 55, 59 flow took out an area, not areas. And we've lost multiple areas. And we've lost we only had 4 roads, and we've lost, 3 of them. And it feels like nothing's left. I went to my friend's house yesterday, and I drove down our driveway. She's near Leilani, right outside of it, and there's just acid holes eaten through the leaves on the trees, and if the trees are even still green, and if they're not, they're just brown sticks. And so I'm not sure what to do. This was a big dream, and it was hard, and I fought for it, and you guys saw me go through a lot of ups and downs, and WTFs, and and then days when I just was like happier than if I was in my right mind. And I've grown so much, and I'm stronger than I ever was, even though my heart's breaking. Like almost daily our hearts are broken for some reason, and a lot of people are talking about moving to Mexico. You know, Mexico has a better president than we do now. But it's, I love my community. I mean, for those of you who've watched this event, you've gotten to witness the real idea of aloha. Aloha isn't hello and goodbye. Aloha is a way of being and being present and caring. And I don't want to leave that, but I can't afford to live anywhere else in Hawaii. And if I wasn't, if I didn't have health conditions, I could work and then I could afford it. But I had created a life that I could live on a fixed income. I owned my land. I had very little overhead. I owned my car. I had a place to live, and I was about to get enough money to build a bigger house. And so I'm thinking of going the expat way because I don't want to live on the mainland. I just don't want to live that so-called civilized life. I want what I had, and it was unique, and I know that. It was incredibly unique. So this is 10 weeks now, and it's more than I can say. It's just going about your day as if nothing's happened, and then something happening again. So I just can't believe that the pond is gone. So it's so really great to see so many of you here. Yeah, Rosemary, the pond is gone. I don't know, of any other place that is like that. So, and I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what the answer is here. I don't, I'm still going through the motions of getting some help from FEMA maybe, but it's not gonna be much. So, it might be the RV life for me again, and moving to Sayulita, Mexico, and but in the meantime, I'm here and I'm safe. And I did notice today that my license plate from being parked in the parking lot for those 2 months I was up there is almost invisible. It's the SO2 seems to have eaten it, which makes me wonder what it's done to my lungs, because I'm waking up in the mornings with a pretty bad cough. So it goes by the mid-morning, but it's a real dry cough. So I'm sure this has been really, really bad for me, all of us. So anyway, that's the update. It's just a bunch of rambling, sadness, and I love you guys. Aloha.